For too long, American pulpits have been intimidated, bullied, and suppressed from preaching the Bible without fear of government reprisal. American pulpits must now be radicalized to stop the constant deterioration of the moral fiber of our great nation. Courageous clergy must begin immediately to preach the Bible without fear of losing the tax-exempt status that Washington, D.C. hangs over their heads. Passive and compliant homilies have enabled the moral decay of America. The unborn are slain legally without regard for God's law, yet few pulpits are outraged. Some pulpits sanction, support, and encourage homosexuality, despite the declaration in the Word of God that it is an abomination to Him. Yet few pulpits are outraged. Liberal policies that enlarge the size, scope, and power of the government create involuntary poverty and promote the dependence of people on the government for subsistence are ignored in the pulpits. Our pulpits must become radicalized for God and exhort the children of God to stand opposed to the government's march to deport God from America. The famed 19th century revivalist and major contributor to America's Second Great Awakening, Charles Finney, said the following: "If there is a decay of conscience, the pulpit is responsible for it. If the public press lacks moral discernment, the pulpit is responsible for it. If the church is degenerate and worldly, the pulpit is responsible for it. If the world loses its interest in Christianity, the pulpit is responsible for it. If Satan rules in our halls of legislation, the pulpit is responsible for it. If our politics become so corrupt that the very foundations of our government are ready to fall away, the pulpit is responsible for it." I believe Finney was absolutely correct. See you next week.